Hi everyone and welcome to the first video of this Gardenscapes series. Today in this tutorial, in Scratch obviously, I'm gonna create the first level, which is gonna be very simple as the one you see here. Basically we have to move the balls so that the laser protects the main character from the acid that is falling from the sky and he can go to the other side of the screen. The first level is very easy to solve, but it's not that simple to code. So if you are ready, let's get started. We're gonna begin downloading the backdrop. I've written grass in Pixabay, and this is the one I've chosen. And now we have to go to Scratch, backdrops, here, and upload it. Using this tool, we're gonna enlarge it, and we're gonna call it backdrop 1. So that's going to be called backdrop 2. Let's put this one first. And obviously, when green flag clicked, we're going to switch backdrop to backdrop 1. We're going to begin creating the two balls that connect the laser. So obviously, let's get rid of the cat. And we're going to paint a new sprite, which is going to be a ball without outline. Two colors. One is gonna be like brown and the one like brown. It is very important to center it. That's gonna be ball 1, and we're gonna make it draggable by coding it. So well, when green flag clicked, we're gonna show it, and when this sprite clicked, this is going to go to mouse pointer until our mouse is not pressed. So we're gonna repeat this until mouse is not pressed. As you know, when we are editing, we can move it no matter what code we have here. So we have to go here to check if it really works. And as you see, it does. So now we are ready to duplicate it. And now we have two balls. Now the laser. The laser is going to be drawn by another sprite, which is not going to be visible. So we can add any sprite, for example, this apple. This is something we did in another tutorial, the one about the 3D maze. I don't know if you remember it. The apple is going to be hidden all the time, and we're going to create here in my blocks a block which is going to be draw laser. This is going to run without screen refresh, which means it's going to be drawing the laser automatically, and whenever we move it, it's going to erase the previous laser and draw another one. When that is done automatically, it looks like the laser is like following the ball we're moving. We're going to need this pen tool and define draw laser, which is very simple. Basically, the apple is gonna go to ball 1, for example. Before going to ball 1, we're gonna make sure pen is up, so pen is not touching the paper, the piece of paper, and it's not gonna draw anything. After going to ball 1, we're gonna put the pen down, and with the pen down, we're gonna go to ball 2. Drawing a line. When are we gonna draw? Forever. When green flag clicked, we're going to erase all and draw laser, and we're gonna be repeating this until we finish this screen. So we're going to repeat this until the backdrop number is not number 1, it's number 2, because now we're in number 1. So we're going to repeat this until backdrop number equals number 2. So green flag, as you see, it hasn't started automatically because we were in backdrop 2, so it has stopped instantly. So we're going to wait for 1 second, so that we give time for this program to switch backdrop to backdrop 2, backdrop 1, and now the Apple starts doing it. So let's see if it works. Okay, it does. And probably you are now thinking that this laser doesn't look like the one I've shown you at the beginning of the video, and you're right, but that's something we're going to change now. First of all, the width of the laser. As you've seen, the width of the laser in the finished version of this level is changing in size. So we're gonna make a variable which is gonna be laser width, and before drawing, we're going to change laser width by, let's say, 0.2. At the beginning, we're gonna set laser width to 5. Obviously, this has a problem, which means that the laser width is gonna be increasing again and again and again non-stop. So let's add a program here that will do the following. If laser width is greater than 10, we're gonna set laser width to 5. After this, we're gonna set pen size to laser width, and we're gonna draw. Here we have it. And now obviously the laser color, which should be red, that's something we can do here. Alright, here it is. Now we can hide this variable. It doesn't have to be visible anymore. And this part is finished. So now let's make the 4 points, the 4 balls that are the reference for our 2 brown balls. So let's paint. They're gonna be gray. Important to center. Sprite number 1 is gonna be over here, for example. Let's round these numbers, so negative 90, 25. The second one is gonna be over here, negative 90 as well, but could be negative 120. The third one, let's see, y is gonna be 25, but x is gonna be like 60, and the fourth will be x 60 as well, and y the same as number 2, negative 120. So here we have a square or rectangle. When green flag clicked, our ball 1 is gonna go to sprite 1, and ball 2 is gonna go to sprite 2. As they are behind the gray balls, let's go to front layer. And now we're gonna code it so that we only can move these brown balls to the gray balls. And that has to be done this way. We're gonna use a lot of if-else conditions. So let's say, if touching sprite 1, you're gonna go to sprite 1, which means this: if we're touching sprite 1, it automatically centers, okay, settles on sprite 1. Else, if touching sprite 2, you're gonna go to sprite 2. Else, if touching sprite 3, you're gonna go to, sprite 3. If touching sprite 4, you're gonna go to sprite 4. And if you're not touching any of those sprites, you're gonna go to the original position, which is sprite 1. We're gonna pass this to ball 2, and we're gonna make a small change, which is if you're not touching any of those sprites, go to the original one, which is sprite 2. Let's try. If I put it here, it goes there. Perfect, we can move them. And if I try to place it elsewhere, it goes to the original position. Okay, so far so good. Now it's time to create the acid. Another sprite we're gonna paint. This is gonna be green. Center it as well. And when green flag clicked, we're gonna start creating clones of myself. Well, we're gonna hide as well the original sprite, but obviously the clones will show. We're gonna be creating clones of myself until we go to the next level. So we're gonna repeat until backdrop number equals 2. And as we've done before, we're gonna wait for 0.1 seconds, well, here, before starting this program, so that we give time to this program to switch backdrop to number 1. After creating the clones, we need this when I start as a clone. And we're gonna go to, and this is important, this acid is gonna start from Y180, obviously, from the sky, and the X position is going to be a random number between this position, which is -65, and more or less this position, which is X36. Okay, so the starting position is set. Now we show, and we're gonna be going down, which is done with change Y, which is the vertical axis, by -8, for example. If you later see this is too fast, you can modify it. And we're gonna be repeating this, we're gonna be falling down until we're touching the laser or we're touching this edge. So repeat this until, and there are two possible conditions. One is touching the laser. The laser is not a sprite, but it's a color, which is red. So we can use this, touching color, and using this tool we can take exactly this red. Or touching the edge. And be careful because there is a problem. If we use this, touching edge, the acid is touching the edge at the very beginning when it is created, because that's an edge as well. We are referring to the bottom edge. As we don't have that option, we don't have bottom edge here, instead of using touching, we're gonna use another one, which is until the Y position, until the vertical position is lower than, for example, lower than -178, which is done with this. Y position is lower than -178. At that time, we're going to stop this and we're going to delete this clone. Let's see if I haven't missed anything. There it is. If I move this, I stop all the acid from coming down. Okay, that's cool, guys. And we now need to create the main character that is going to walk from the left to the right side. That one is in the Scratch library. It's every walk. See, it's too big. Let's make it smaller. And when green flag clicked, Avery is going to go to that position, which is, yep, this one. And now Avery is going to be waiting until we move the laser. In this game, it is recommendable that we can only move the laser, or I mean the balls, once. So for that we need a variable, which is gonna be, can I move the laser? And at the beginning, we're gonna set, can I move the laser, to yes. So in the balls, we're gonna put a condition here. So all this is gonna work if the variable, can I move the laser, equals yes. Capital letters. Okay, after doing it once, we're gonna set, can I move the laser, to no. And the same in the other ball. So as you see, now can I move the laser is yes, so I can move it, but once I move it, now it equals no, and I cannot move it. Avery is gonna be waiting until can I move the laser equals no, so until we have already moved the laser. So the condition is here. Avery is gonna be waiting until can I move the laser is no, and after that it's gonna start walking. If we have placed the balls correctly, stopping the acid, it will be able to go through the screen, but if not, it will be killed by the acid. So Avery is gonna be walking. We can use this, move, 7 steps, and next costume. We're gonna add a wait 0.1 seconds so that it doesn't change costume too fast. And we're going to repeat this until, this is a very important block, we're going to repeat this until touching acid or touching the edge. In this case we can put touching edge because at the beginning it's not touching the left edge. So again, 2 conditions, which could be touching acid. I don't know why I can't find it. Oh, it's called Sprite 5. I haven't changed the name. Okay, touching acid or touching edge. After stopping, if touching acid, we can add an effect like it shrinks until it disappears. So it could be change size by -2, like 22 times. I said 22 times because that equals 44. The initial size is 50. That's not bad. And then we hide it. Important, if we change size and we hide it, at the beginning, we have to show it and we have to set size to 50. Apart from that, we can broadcast a message, which could be game over. And I can create a sprite for game over. This sprite, let's code it quickly. When green flag clicked, is gonna be hidden. And when I receive game over, what we usually do is set size to 0, show, and change size by 5, 20 times. Let's see if I haven't missed anything. It shrinks and game over. Good. Well, I have to center this sprite here. But that's very cool. However, if this doesn't happen, if we end up touching the edge, we're gonna switch to next backdrop. If we switch to next backdrop, we have to hide all these objects and we also have to erase the laser. So let's go step by step. In Acid, when backdrop switches to backdrop 2, delete this clone. In the balls, when backdrop switches to backdrop 2, hide. The same here, the same in this sprite, the same here, same here. I'm gonna pass it to sprite number 4, so let's create it. And also here we should erase all. Let's hide this variable as well. And let's see. Okay, that's cool. And we have missed placing Avery on the original position, which is this one. Let me duplicate it. Next backdrop and go to this position. And one more thing, we've forgotten to show these 4 balls, gray balls, at the beginning. So when green flag clicked, show, and let's pass it to all this. Alright, and now finally the program should be finished. Let's see, everything is correct. If I don't find the right position, I lose. Green flag again. Now we find the correct position, we cannot move this anymore. And when Avery touches this, it should go back here and switch backdrop, and everything hides. So that's perfect. I hope you liked it. This is the first level. Obviously I'm gonna be creating more and more, so this series could be longer than the ones I've done in the past. So I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye bye.